Undersecretary Emmanuel Leco, Officer in Charge, Department of Social Welfare and Development, and Chairperson, Council for the Welfare of Children, Undersecretary Mary Michi Kahuyon Oy. Ikaw pala yan, no? Hindi na ko sige tanong sino itong babae katabi ko. Undersecretary Eduardo Anyo, he's Undersecretary still because I know it's peculiar to the position. Men from the military and I think from the police cannot, are disqualified rather, to hold office for 1 year in their transition to the, I don't know, iyan lang ang alam ko na batas na may prohibition from assumption for 1 year. Yung Congressman Abraham Tolentino, yung kapatid mong si Annalyn sa opisina ko, tinatanong ko, bakit ka nagatago? You should be a part of the team here because you're from Cavite. This year's outstanding awardees for the child-friendly municipalities and cities, ladies and gentlemen, I am a bit appalled by the really 2 pages dedicated to you by the office of the president. In fairness to the guy who might have burned the candles last night just to scribble a few sentences, I will just read the penultimate paragraph para naman to give justice to his effort. Sino ba ang ganahan niya na you prepare for something and it's not, it's ignored altogether. And he says, that guy from my office, we will continue our unrelenting efforts to purge corruption, criminality, illegal drugs, and terrorism. As we protect our children from these menaces, we also prepare them for the crucial task of building on our past gains. As I encourage our youth to dream big and aspire for greatness, not just for themselves, but for the entire nation, I also challenge my fellow adults to allow our youth to play a role in shaping a future that our children deserve to inherit. Again, congratulations, the awardees, and thank you. So let me start by, I'll just develop my talk. I'm not delivering a speech. Ito yung speech. I'm delivering my first dialogue. This can continue if you want, you can ask questions. Itong corruption. You know, I said during the campaign I had a very limited program. One, because I never expected to win also. And neither was I really expecting big. But I just limited my talk to few, but 4. And one is that I am stopping corruption in this government. Just maybe for 1 term, mabigyan ko ang Pilipino ng a respite of what is usually this out. I am not attributing any particular administration. It's not a sweeping statement, but gusto ko na sa panahon ko makapaghinga lang naman ang Pilipino sa corruption. And today I fired the whole of the Commission of the Urban Poor. One is because it's a collegial body, and I have heard that they never had any hearing except for 1 or 2. And si Rindon, yung chairperson, although he thanked me for the time that he was there, appointed, and maybe ako naman, no personal reasons really to fire him except that he had too much too soon. He was appointed September and he traveled about 7 times. And to think that the office is an urban poor agency I simply cannot. I cannot understand why you have to be there at every powwow in the international scene. We cannot afford it. And that is why henceforth I said, everybody must get the permit from my office. And I will see if it's really worthwhile. But to travel 7 times, 8 times, ayaw ko na lang kasi too much too soon. So, dito sa criminality, I am doing it just like corruption for the next generation. Kasi itong atin ngayon, medyo we are so immersed in a quagmire of troubles. One, the international front is boiling. There's Korea, Iran, and of course, the United States is the main protagonist. There are South Korea and Japan. You know, this guy should realize that if we go to war, this planet Earth would melt and everybody will die, suffering in the process. Mabuti sana kung isang putok lang, it's thrown out of orbit and we're hurtling towards the universe, far and wide, okay pa siguro. But, you know, radiation and all, and nothing lives and nobody is of sound mind and body, it's gonna be a terrible ending. I don't know if it has, if you're a Christian or an Islam believer, it boils to one thing: there has to be an end of everything. I really hope that these guys would come to their senses and hindi ako makialam dyan. I am just praying that nothing serious will happen. Illegal drugs. Alam mo, my out of office and yours in government simply reduce in its simplest term. It's something like this. I, Rodrigo Duterte, swears to everybody that I will protect the Filipino from harm, any harm for that matter, any degree, to what level, and that I preserve the nation. Itong druga, it has contaminated something like 4 million since then. Small number to what we have now in terms of population. But still, the fact that there is 4 million Filipinos reduced to slavery and worse, to a chemical that would be as an addiction, and every time the monkey rides on the back, kung kumakati na yung katawan, hindi na mga mayaman, karamihan nito puro mahirap at they commit crimes. Wala sana akong problema dyan. Just like itong sa Balingan. If it's just a matter of looting the place, aswar butis, wala akong problema. But the problem is this massacre. And I'm telling them that, hindi masyado at history. Of course, it's water under the bridge. As a matter of fact, the bridge is no longer there. But ang kasama kasi, it was on the side of the massacre of so many Filipinos. Yan ang ano ko. Dito naman, it leaves on its tracks, on its way, suffering. You know, ang sabi kasi nila, and human rights and all, etc., that ito si Duterte is a tool of fascism at gustong pumatay ng pumatay at pumatay. Sabi ko, tama kayo. Talagang patayin ko kayo. You know, when I was mayor for the 23 years of my life, I used to be a prosecutor. Ngayon nga si Malodi, lady was receiving the trophy for Davao. Used to be known as Miss Tarnate. I was then a fiscal, and about the time na mag-appear siya sa court is when I represent the Solicitor General in adoption cases. So the state must intervene in the adoption of children. And we have to put to the stand, Mrs. Bermodo na yan siya ngayon. She used to she is a beautiful lady, lalo na noong bata pa. As a matter of fact, talaga niligawan ko yan. Marunong lang, hindi ako sinagot. Because I was married then. Pero niligawan ko ng ligawan, ligaw na ligaw. Mabutit na lang, 70s. 79 the first time I asked her questions about adoption proceedings. Niligawan ko talaga, totoo lang. Baka makachamba ba? That's not a sixth statement, it's a fact. Sixth statement yung talagang, well, of course, walang nangyari yun, ha? I mean, tell your husband that you rebuke me. Itong criminality. Why are there children? Why is it that children are involved in drugs? And why is it there are children always in so many transactions every night? You know why? Because of the Pangilinan law. If there is any person who was like havoc or havoc sa ating criminal justice system, it's Pangilinan. You know, marami man tayong abogado dito. It used to be before below 9, above 9, below 12. Yung above 9, below 12, that's criminal responsibility starts. But you have the indeterminate sentence law. Then above 12, below 16, which the indeterminate sentence law applies. Now, once you begin to tinker with things you are not really prepared to, ito si Pangilinan, as my friend, I still vote for him. Mabait, pero the short-sightedness of hindi mo akalain na they could be so parochial in these things. Fiscal ako eh. So I've seen so many cases dismissed, trapped, and even incurring the ire of the judges for our defenses. Ganito ang nangyari. Tinaasan niya ng 15. So every 15 years old, below whatever the crime may be or is, baske rape with homicide or nakaw with homicide, nada. Once pag humakan ng pulis yan, sabihin niya na minor ako. Alis. At ngayon yan, ang ewan ko kung bakit. Maybe because of the rivalry there in the Senate. If you're a probable candidate for something and you think that he would be the probable opponent, edi talagang gusto mo talagang ipitin. That is why, ang may quandary dyan because I hold him responsible for all of these things. Kasi binaba niya, did not provide the law na ginawa niya, did not provide for any intervention after the arrest. Pag kinuha mo yung patakan, hawakan mo yan, ang sabi niya, minor ako, I'm 13 years old, automatic, I said, whatever heinous crime there is, bibitawan yan. Or else the police would go to jail. Walang intervention, sana lang naman, not even a 30-second lecture or admonition or whatnot, na masabi lang man sa bata that you have committed a very irresponsible act and you must be held to account for it. Kasi accountability ang dapat eh. Baski na hindi mo nakulungin. Never mind if you do not send him to prison or detain him. It's going to be all right if that is the social legislation of the times. But the fact is, wala. So you see, there's so many scenes before on TV, nakasawa na lang. Children na dyan sa EDSA, mag-snatch, magpatay, tapos they go scot-free. And they are the ones used. Kaya pag may makita ka ng adult, may makita ka ng bata sa gabi. And for the life of me, sa Davao, meron kasing curfew. Ipahuli ko talaga lahat ang bata. Ang ganito ang style ko, and you can ask the SWD, pag hindi mag-control ng ama o tina, sila mismo ang pinapakulong ko. Sinasabi ko sa police doon, puntahan mo yung nanay pati dali mo sa estasyon, kulungin mo. At one time I had this conflict with Gabriela. Kasi membro nila. And they were demanding for the release. Sabi ko, no. Why should under the law, they should be held liable also. Bakit ko i-release yan? Hayaan mo, sabi ko. Yung ang aming pitch battles yan. Hindi ako nagpapadala ng mga demonstration. For all I care. Itong test nila ngayon, itong left, itong bagong modernization. Look, guys, we all know that we are being killed almost every day slowly. Kita mo namang fumes, and you should see Manila at sunset. Makita mo, it's not a mist actually. It's very hot today. But makita mo yung mist, it's almost floating over the city. Those are fumes, carbon dioxide and all. Ngayon itong mga to, itong piston hindi raw sila magsunod, ganito raw. Sabi ko, sige, subukan natin. Because I am preparing the armed forces and the police to buy rubber bullets, prepare for the truncheons and sihilain ko talaga kayo. Including this, I don't care if we go into a turmoil. That is what I like. I thrive best in a turmoil. Talagang guguyurin ko yung mga sakyan ninyo. The law is the law is the law. Sabi nga ninyo, Duterte follow the law. Ang problema itong komunista. Kayo kung nagre-revolt, mabuti. You demand and you threaten us with war, guerrilla fronts, so many all around the country, and you kill with impunity. Sabi mo ako, with impunity, pareho tayo gago. You just ambush, baski na pulis na walang armas, pulis naglalakad, sundalo naglalakad, kumuha ng cheque o kumuha ng pera doon sa ATM nila for their combat pay, pinapatay ninyo. Tapos sabihin ninyo, impunity ako, kayo ang nag-umpisa, kumupya lang ako mga gago. Ka-inosenteng tao ko. I learned from you. When you ambush people as if they're really pig, imagine killing a 4-month-old baby just because the policemen were there, riding with the mother and the baby. How do you call that? If not impunity, was it that shit? Kundi impunity, ano yan? Anong tae yan? Ang mahirap sa inyo. Kayo kung magrevolusyon, okay. Ngayon, ang parinig lang ako ng revolutionary government, galit kayo. No to ribgob. Oh, naloko na. Kayo mag-revolt, okay. Ako, ikaw Pilipino, ako Pilipino. Of age ako, of age ka. Of sound mind. O katok tayong dalawa, if we are into it. But I'm sure pareho yung utak natin. Your predilection for the violence and trouble. Oh, same here. So anong diferensya sa atin? You kill with impunity? Druga. Magdating si Calamard bringing along a black doctor saying na, bigyan mo nga lahat sila Saan ba si Annalyn? Annalyn of Cavite. Yung binibigay ko ng kapatid ito ni Mayor. Kaibigan niyan kami kasi sa Congress many years ago. Taga-Congress na yan. Yung binidistribute nilang about drugs. Tingnan nga ninyo. Of all the characterization of the drugs by the United Nations, International Narcotics Control Board, ang shabu ang pinaka, because heroin, cannabis, cocaine, they're all extracts or derivatives of opium. It's a poppy, it's a natural homegrown. Itong shabu is tignan mo may characteristic. Ang shabu, it produces violent, bizarre, and aggressive behavior. Kasi nasabi ko na ako, katagal ko no, lumalaban talaga yung mga yan. Kaya na mamatay. Ngayon, why the children? Sila yung inuutosan na i-deliver mo doon. So invariably, they are in the middle of a silent war. And if something erupts there, matatamaan talaga yan. Kaya alang-alang magsakripisyo itong sundalo o polis. Wala yan. There's no such thing. It's self-preservation. Self-preservation yan. Ginagamit nila eh. Kaya na may mga bata. It does not mean to say that killings of innocent civilians or children for that matter, whether are involved with drugs or not, are justified. I'm not saying it. Pero kung sabihin niyo bakit ganon ang laro dito, ganon yan. Ang mga bata kasi below 15, no criminal liability at all. At sabi nila, bakit mga mahirap? Well, for the information of everybody, shabu is a commodity produced for the poor. Because yung mga mayaman, kasi sa Davao, they use cocaine, heroin, cannabis. They are, sabi ko nga, natural plants, organic. Itong shabu, it's a chemical, and the water used there to mix it is the water that you use for your battery. Battery ng acid, ang acid mo nilagay mo sa baterya mo. That's the reason why. Na ayaw ko sa ngayon. There are 4 million already slaves. What are the social costs? Huwag na muna yung individual to the shabu. Kalimutan mo yan. He wants to go crazy because shabu shrinks the brain of a person. That is why shabu is not a viable option for rehab. He stays there. If he stops na medyo maliit pa yung, malaki pa yung brain niya, then it stays there. It's static. Ganon yan. Na pag he is out. Sometimes he talks sensibly. Alam niya kung mga taga-Davao kung sino yan. Mga anak ng mga politiko. Maawa ka, normal. Then suddenly, he talks nonsense. I have to wait until such time that he's back to his senses. Yan yung mga mayaman. I do not want to make it public, but there is a son sa Davao. He was, you know well, who am I referring to? He got hit sa yung paglabas ng shabu. First time siguro, talagang hinirita niya. Kaedad ko lang yan siya nung tinaman. So he's detained there in his house. Sa bahay lang, sa kwarto. You know what? Minsan ng Christmas time, so I passed by my friend's house. Alam na mga taga-Davao kung sino yan. Dinaanan ko yung pamilya. Naiwan. Sabi ko, tingnan natin nga yung ano. He's old, very old. Matanda pa ako kasi ako 72. That guy must be around 68. Siguro mga ang mukha 90 years old. Parang hermit. Kasi ko itong tsabo talaga. The social cost. Alam mo, pag may isa kang anak na tinamaan ng siyabo, the family becomes dysfunctional. Kung may dalawang anak ka, it becomes doubly dysfunctional. That is one social cost. The other is social cost. How about tayo? Maybe, tingnan ko ilang milyonaryo dito, ha? Yung sigurong DSWD ang, ikaw siguro direktor ang pinakamayaman dito. Ako, Malacanang, what does it means to me? Work. Am I, no? Why? I've been 23 years mayor. Every day I go out of the house practically to every engagement. People clap endlessly. They applaud you, they adore you, they praise you. I have enough of that. It does not move me at all. Trabaho, well, because I swore to God and to the Filipino people. And those were the basics. Corruption, drugs, but I'll talk to the enemies of the state. Kaya pinag-usapan natin, now, itong MN, we have to hang on to it. They are the mainstream, the moderate. They represent the moderation of the Moro people. Under demands, very simple. Just correct the historical injustice. You know, because bago tayo pumasok, itong putang inang Magellan na to, kung saan-saan umabot, when he came before 1521, a century before, or half of the century preceding, ang Mindanao, Islam na. So pag hindi ka marunong Maguindanao, Magmaranao, Iranon, Tausog, hindi pagkat Katoliko ka, lalo na hindi ka taga roon. And that happened during the time it was forcibly taken over itong mga coastal. They were not able to penetrate the entrails ng Spaniards. So when the Americans came, plus Christianity na yun, and the Muslims, hanggang ngayon, tigas talaga. Why? May poste na sila eh. And what is that post? Islam. So, taken over. Why? Because of the gunpowder. Nagdala dito ng gunpowder, the cannons and the muskets, the rifle of the old. Sila yung hindi ka pa makalapit, tinatamaan ka. Because the rifle and gunpowder, which propelled that steel ball to the hearts of the Moro. Kaya lang nanalo. But when I said, come to Mindanao, because it is the land of promise, nagbaba. My father is a Cebuano, but my mother is a half Maranao. Yun ang, pag hindi mo ito inariglo, after drugs, yung terrorism. Terrorism in Marawi, sinabi ko na sa inyo noon pa, every day as a matter of fact, I was raising the signal, do not force my hand to declare martial law in Mindanao, because I will do it. And the time that when I was in Marawi, I declared martial law. And I swear that I will pursue the ends of the world to seek peace with the Moro people. Pero itong terrorism, it's a bankrupt and corrupt ideology. It knows nothing but to kill and destroy. Even their, look what happened to the Middle East. It's all in shambles. But what was really the beginning? Just like Mindanao, where? Imperialism. Di ba? The big powers took over the Middle East and divided it arbitrarily. Oh, iyo yan dyan. So the French, Italian, Americans, and the British. O, kita mong iniwan nila. Ha? Same here. Kasi kung were we allowed to evolve naturally as a nation, we could be either all Christians now or all Islam. We were not allowed to evolve our mankind naturally. There were interventions in the process. That is why pag hindi mo talaga ito na-ariglo, mahirap ito. And you know what? Itong illegal drugs and terrorism. Because in a war, your enemy is my friend. Maybe not consciously. Pag nagkasira itong it becomes a battlefield again. This time, the terrorists from the Middle East would freely just enter in and out. And it's going to be bloody. That is why I'm telling you now, as a president and one who has been reared to nurse and nurtured to manhood in Mindanao, those are the stakes. That is why I will need money in the coming days to make my armed forces and police strong. Kasi I'm just waiting for that tawag, either kang General Anyo o General Koy na, sir, may pumutok dito. Think of 5 cities simultaneously attacked, and we will have a nightmare in this country. But I'm also, at the same time, warning everybody that I would be unforgiving and I would be very, very harsh. Please consider that if you can do it, I can do it better 10 times over. Just don't push me to the wall. If you leave me with no quarters, then... So these are the things that would affect our children. As we protect our children. Kasi yung drugs, hindi talaga pwede yan. You know, when I was in Davao, they would criticize me for extrajudicial killing. Kulok shit, guys. I am building a city. I am not a policeman. I am not an army man. I build a city. Now, when I'm building a city, kasi noon ang Davao, ang gulo, isparo dito, isparo. We used to lose something 5-6. Tanongin mo taga Davao. Policemen a day, soldiers, officers and all. Kaya, ayaw ko ba? Bunuhin itong... Basta, I am preparing the country for it. It's not a waste of money because I have to, I said, to preserve the nation as one. It will not be during my time that there will be a fissure or a breakage. I will not allow it. And even if I have said to lose the presidency, to lose the office, the honor and prestige, and die in the process, willingly for my country. Wala tayong question dyan. So itong mga extrajudicial killing. Saan ka nakakita dito magpunta yung taga-Europe, ang mga bugok. Sabi ko na, itong mga puti, bugok talaga. Maniwala ka. I have to, if there is one thing that really did utterly lacking in their goddamn gray matter between the ears, it's logic. Punta dito, these are the list of those killed by Duterte. And they take it Hook, line, and sinker. Ito ba? Oh, 10,000. Yeah, patayan. Wala namang death certificate, wala namang police report, tapos dalhin sa ila. Then they come here. You know, Mr. Mayor, drug problem is not a crime. It is an health issue. It is an issue of a social dimension. Ganun ba? Madali yan. So, you might as well we fund more tranquilizers. And if it is really harmless, why is it that almost all countries in the world today punishes drug addiction and with death penalty? Hindi mag-distribute na lang patay, hindi man pala harmful yan eh. Just the same. If it is not harmful, then there's the death penalty. The law was not abrogated. It's just suspended. Meaning implementation is... Bakit yung Amerika, di Europe, galing man sila doon? Why are you punishing people? Ganyan ang revolusyon. Kung maganda yung revolusyon ninyo sa left, bakit hindi pwede mag-revolt? Kayo lang pala. Ano ba pala yung revolusyon? May franchise. Saan ako kukuha? Logic lang naman yan eh. This, Europe, wala talaga akong respeto niyan. As a matter of fact, except for the ASEAN, I do not talk to them. Hindi mo nasabi, if it's a social problem, then look at the other side. What is it? Where did it start? How did it happen? What can be done to solve it? That's the way to solve a social problem. Oh, how much can we contribute to para hindi mo napatayin? If it's a social problem, it is social problem. Bakit ka magpakita ng listahan? Kayo namang mga taga-Amerika, lahat. Kasi, well, politika, there is always a time for everything in this world. Lilipas din ako. Makintay lang ako. There's always a Christmas time to look forward to every year. Kanta ka lang dyan. Silent night, holy night. Ganun lang. But for as long as I will always do everything to protect the next generation. Kaya sabi ko, sinong mayaman dito? How much do I get? As mayor, peg to the highest salary pension ko, maybe 4 million, something. I'm 72. I go out of office 77. If I get to live for more 10 more years, where do I get the money to sustain myself? And the high cost of medications, the high cost of death. Who will pay for my oxygen? Sino magbayad sa aking antibiotics? Who will hang me doon sa life-saving na? Kayo? Ako? Well, may-ari kayo ng Cardinal Santos. May-ari kayo ng... Ang problema ko nandito talaga yung gagong may-ari. Sorry So, we take care of our children because we know that we cannot support ourselves forever. Emotional, we need them. Materially. Kung sabihin, pagdating mo ng 82, you stop medication because you cannot afford it anymore. How about, wala mang middle class dito. Pinagsasangla lang na yung mga lupa na nakuha nila sa mga subdivisions, ipagbili na lang because you have to spend the money for your ailing father or mother or your sibling. OFW. The others scattered around what? 2,600,000. Do you know why Marabi was extended for many days? Isa ako doon sa nagpigil talaga. Do not bomb the places. Just be very careful. Why was I really worried about the Filipinos there? Moro and Christian alike. I was also worried about the 2,600,000 outside of our country working. Anong mangyari sa kanila kung sinalbahis tayo din? So I called, hindi naman lahat na, pero yung presidente ng UAE na nakausap ko, and I explained to them, alam mo, I am in a tight fix, please understand that. So I had to patiently explain to them na ganito. That it is not really our choice, but it was forced on or down our throat. Intindihin ninyo yan. We are not there to destroy the mosque. It was the last option. Yung wala na it was dragging and the dead were piling up. For both lahat na doon. Kasi marami tayong mga muro na sundalo. Totoo lang. Hindi lang man yung mga mauti pati yung... So when the cost was getting, sabi ko kay Ed, hala, ano ka? We have allotted much time for negotiations and the chance of having peace. But wala na talaga, sabi ko. This cannot go on. That's really the reason. Hindi sabihin mo nagkulang yung tayo nag-hold palagi, one step, hold tayo ng ilang araw. Hindi oras. Para lang, pika-pika lang dito, hoping, hindi naman alam kung ano karami yung ordinance nila. So, but Marawi will be rebuilt. I assure you. I have started, right at the start of the war, I started to set aside. And there is only one guy there who will be responsible, a military man, si Ed De Rosario. He used to be the task force Davao. Ngayon, at some other time, sabihin ko sa inyo, wala na tayong oras, at alam ko na gusto ninyong umuwi. O baka gusto ninyong umuwi, nandyan lang yung use the comfort room because you still have a buffet. Ano yan, merienda o panihapon? Whatever, stay a while, try to socialize, and getting to know each other. Ang Davao has been walang yabangan yan. Sa peace and order, pati sa the best police, the best regional, during my time, nakuha na namin yan. And there was a time, sinabi ko na sa DILG, huwag na ninyong isali ang Davao. Don't make Davao City a contender. Give others the chance. Huwag na. Kaya ito ngayon, it's also a suggestion if it's acceptable to the department. Huwag na ninyong isali yung mga Hall of Famers. Medyo hintayin ninyo silang bumaba na naman. Give them a try to. Kasi walang match. Look at Davao. It's not really very peaceful. But you have been there. You can go out at night anytime. Of course, there are a lot of moros there. Maranaw. Mga kaano ko. But they are part of the disciples that kasali yun sa disiplina. And we coexist. No? And very good. Kaya gusto ko sana pareho ang Pilipinas and Davao, but it's a long shot. Alam mo kasi maraming bright sa Pilipino. Basta nakagraduate lang na kung anong sulat. The best of the grammar na maisip nila. And the adjectives. But let them enjoy their talent also. Everybody is allowed to talk. That's what I can guarantee. Freedom of speech. Kasi ayaw ko rin pigilan ako. But remember that every time I said ay mamutang ako, it's really with contempt. Sinasadya ko yan para ma-insulto. And most of at the receiving end, yung mga foreigners. Hindi talaga nagpapa-under ng hindi mga pwedeng utos-utosan itong mga puto. Let's say kayo. Kaya yung kaibigan kong isang presidente, You go to hell. Kaya pagdating ko doon sa mga conferences, there is a guy, kaya niya sabihin, you're a shit son of... Pero sinadya rin yung international press nga. Yung son of a bitch, actually sa atin, it's slang. It is a slang. Son, state language yan. Son of a bitch. Amerikano yan. Sa atin putang ina mo. But we do not use the word whore. Iba kasi, it's a more... pero ang sadya niya, men judge best when they condemn. They would look for reason to really put you down. So they adopt this thing, son of a whore. It is it has a more deeper impact. Usually, yung lahat man, kasi mga babae, kung alam mo lang, yung ibang nakilala ko, nagpuputang ina. Putang ina mo. Ha? Ano ang nagawa ko? Yung ginagawa mo, putang ina mo. Babae yan. At isang ginagamit pa, taking the name of the Lord in vain. God, shit, God, God, shit, God. Pero pagka mayanwala ka, pagka Domingo nyo, kung kalawot, tapos pagdating doon, shit, God, shit. Salamat po.